Femme
Yes.
House fam, what's happening? It is her Mix-a-Lot. I am here with the one, the only New York born and raised, which is shockingly hard to come by these days. Mangumami, what's happening?
So much for having me. Yes, we are very much a rare breed at this point in life. But thank you so much for having me. I hope you guys are having a great time. I hope you're having a good day as well.
Yeah. So I want to start first with like sort of like your origin. Like how did you get here? How did you become Mangumami?
It's a funny story. So I'm actually a huge band geek. I started playing the flute in middle school and I did like jazz bands and stuff. Like there was this jazz program
Oh,
that I
you a
did in middle.
band geek.
Okay, but let's get into the lore for real, for real. So, middle school, I was in a jazz band, and it was like this prestigious like jazz program that Wynton Marsalis like backed, like real prestigious type. Yes. So started in middle school, and then through high school, I played three different saxophones. I played the baritone, alto, and tenor. So like real bang geek stuff right here. Um, and I've always wanted to like to pursue a career in music. Not so much like as a musician, but more so like marketing for like a venue or like something like that. Like, but still like in the music scene. So I went to school for music management, and like even there, I had to like learn how to play the piano and like learn, like relative minors and like more like music theory kind of stuff for a lot of my prerequisite classes. So it wasn't until like post grad that I realized, dang, I really miss like creating and I miss like the idea of like creating something. So, like anybody else during the pandemic with my STEMI check, shout out to Joe Biden, I got my first controller. And that lasted all of like 2 weeks because my laptop would freeze. It was an older Apple MacBook. So that like it just ended up being a bust. And then I picked it up again summer 2023 after I got my heart broken in typical sapphic behavior. And so ever since it's been up and stuck. So that's why I tell everybody I've
Shout,
been DJing for 2 years.
I want to just say for a minute, shout out to the queer agenda, because quite literally any queer DJ that I talk to is like, I picked this shit up because fuck that bitch. Like for real, like it's just like I picked it up because otherwise I was gonna put something else down. Like for real,
Exactly. You just have to alchemize through the pain, really. That I feel
hundred
like that's
percent.
like peak queer
Yeah,
experiences.
the energy got to move somewhere, so you might as well move it through a controller or Ableton or something.
Exactly.
I want to. There's some like so you did you just name four different woodwind instruments that you play?
Yes, I did.
I need the DJ set with the pan flute like in the background like live. I need the
Okay,
DJ. I
so
need
if
I need
we're
the
getting
jazz night DJ sets.
So if we're getting into 5 year plans, that's definitely down the road for Mangumami. Like eventually what I wanna do is like a Masego kind of moment where like he does like his own like live loops. Like that's eventually what I wanna get into, but baby steps first, you know what I mean?
We gonna wait for that. We gonna be right here with you when that
Yes,
happens.
yes.
Tell
Yes,
me
yes.
about like so like we said, like you're sort of a unicorn in this way in which you're, born and raised in New York. Tell me about to me right now, New York is like it's on its way back. Like I'm seeing such a rich reclamation, specifically of dance music culture and club culture, from the queers, from the folks of color. Tell me about your role in that. Tell me about Thick and your other events. Like tell me about what you're
Yeah,
seeing.
absolutely. Well, like for me, a lot of the DJs that I look up to and I'm heavily influenced by are also New Yorkers that are born and raised here and are still here. And I think that the reason why I connect with them so much, besides us living here, is the fact that like we all grew up from like this like common shared experience of like New York being a cultural melting pot, and like you could be in Washington Heights in 1 minute and hear like Dominican and Puerto Rican music, but like down the block you could hear Jamaican music and like get into the culture and get into the food and things like that. And so a lot of New York based DJs that are born and raised in New York, you could tell by how they blend because they're very like open format, but they like to blend from genre to genre versus just like staying in the same genre. And so I'm extremely influenced by folks like Those Flacos, DJ Guadi, Dana Lou. Those are some of my favorites here in New York that are just killing the game. And they are also in the same breath like revolutionizing New York and like how New York nightlife is supposed to be. Like Those Flacos and Guadi, they formed Mundo Sound System and they made Bodega Rave, which is a party inside of a literal bodega. So like
Peak New
it's
York
like
behavior.
peak New York behavior, and like they sell nutcrackers and stuff at the same venue, and like it's just very New York. And so like, when I started conceptualizing events and stuff, I was like, how do I bring like kind of that, not necessarily the same aesthetic, but like something that just makes sense for the community and like filling the community, the areas of opportunity that community needs. So for instance, with Thick, how it came about was just like, there's like men loving men bare spaces, but there isn't really one for like sapphic and trans people, more importantly. And so like I was like, that's an area of opportunity right there. I mean, to give you more Mangu lore, I lost my job last September. So like I kind of made Thick out of a spot of desperation almost, obviously because I need money, but also I want to make money with meaning. And so with Thick, it was just like that just made sense. As a plus size non-binary person, I want to like be in a space where I could see people that look like me in the lineups. I could see people that look like me, and we can all just be together and coexist together, free of judgment, have a good time. And so yeah, that's pretty much how Thick came to be. We started, our debut one was back in January. It was actually on my birthday eve, so right at midnight it was
Ooh.
my birthday. So I got to celebrate a new year of life with fat people, and I live. And ever since, we have just been flourishing. Like we did 3 sold out parties in New York. We just picked up a monthly residency in Boston, so you can catch Thick there in Boston every third Sunday at Danny's Queer Bar. They're a lesbian or queer owned business that just opened up too. And then we're also just traveling cities. So like I'm gonna be in Chicago this weekend for Thick, and then we're gonna do Thick DMV the week after. So it's just been like collaborating with people that are just like minded and just being like, hey, like let's do this. It's clear that your city needs it. I have it for you. Let's do it, and let's coexist together.
That's so tight, and that's like really like there's a couple of things that you touch on there that I find really powerful. And like one, it's just like the simple idea that visual representation can take you so far, right? Like, and it's one of the first keys as human beings, one of the first examples that we have um, that we can do something or be something or try something or that we're safe. So tapping into that, such a simple but powerful idea. And I also love like that, Thick is on the road, that like there's people seeing what you've built and saying, yo, we got some of that here too. Come link up. Like that is dance culture to me, right? Like that to me is sort of how this all started. So to see you sort of continuing on in that tradition is really tight.
Yeah, absolutely. When I conceptualized Thick, it was like right after our recent president was elected. And so I'm like, I feel like
That's
this is
right.
now
We
the
do not say that
perfect.
demon's name on the air. I love that.
Yeah, our recent president was elected, and it was just around that time where I was
Elected.
like, you know what? This is the most perfect time to launch something like this as like a big FU to that man, because I'm his wet dream. I'm fat, I'm queer, I'm non-binary, I'm Afro-Latin, I am a first generation of immigrant. My parents are immigrants, so it's just like this is the opportune time to do it. And really, one of my goals for Thick was to travel and to bring it to red states, especially that I know are going to need fat, queer, trans representation. So that was like one of the things I was like, yeah, like that's a non-negotiable. I need to travel it. So
Yeah, that's a sort of powerful knowing, right? Like I'm in California, you're in New York, the sort of like blue devil states that sort of hold down the union. And we can often forget about what's in the middle, what's between us and what's below us. But really, like when you think about the power of community and the power of representation and the immediate impact that can have in places like that, I love it.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah.
What can the people expect? Like, is the mix thick? Like, what's up? What's up with the mix? What's the sonic? What's the sonic lens of your mix?
Oh, you mean of the Mangumami experience?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so yeah, I like to call it an experience because it really is an experience. With me, I'm very intentional with my crates, and I really do like to take time out of my schedule to like really cater to an event. So it's like, okay, if I have, this thick in Chicago, for example, the one that's coming up right now, obviously I'm going to add more juke heavy things, but also I'm going to give you a little bit of East Coast, like a little bit of hip hop, a little bit of Baltimore club, a little Jersey club. But I feel like a standard to Mangumami is definitely a good 130 plus BPM. I love
Get the
fast.
people
I love to go
dancing.
love to dance and I want the people to dance with me. Like you'll see me spinning, but I'm also like shaking ass. I'm throwing it back. And it's like I want you to also do the same cuz I feel like a lot of like the dance floors haven't been, as dancey enough. So I'm like with fast music, with me shaking ass, you have to shake ass. Like that's just I feel like that's mandatory. So yeah, definitely 130 plus BPM. I do like to integrate my Latin culture into my sets. Not too often, but I like to like throw it in there. Maybe it's like a baile funk edit to something, or like a dembow edit or something like that. Like I like to like throw it in there. But yeah, definitely fast and definitely lots of twerking and lots of booty shaking for sure. Out of my
So
Mangumami experience.
the Mangu Mami experience I'm hearing is throwing ass is non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Even the masks and the studs, they be shaking ass with me.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's
that's why
up.
my
That's true.
that's why my,
That's true freedom. That's how I know you got yourself a safe as fuck space. We got when you got the trans boys on all fours basically.
yeah, my tagline is your mask's favorite DJ because it's either the femmes shaking ass and the masks love it, or they are shaking ass themselves. So,
We love
it's a
it.
balance of both.
How have all your sort of intersections informed your sort of not just your sonic ear, but just like your identity and how you're presenting to the community with your events, with your sets, and just like how you're showing up in this culture in this industry.
It's been going pretty good actually. Like, it's kind of touching up on it. I am non-binary and I am more of the femme leaning non-binary. But like sometimes I do like to dress a little androgynously, or like the music that I like to play is a little bit androgynously, and it's been beautiful like looking into the crowd and just seeing a sea of queers however they want to show up, whether it's a he they in a skirt, or like they she stud, like whatever it is. I just love to see like the diversity in the crowds and seeing the diversity in the venues and stuff. It's been really awesome.
How are the venues like meeting that? Are you going into venues that are sort of like um, known for like diversity, or are you diversifying venues that heretofore haven't been diverse? Like how is the other side, sort of, I guess, the buyer side, the promoter side, like meeting you?
Good question. I feel like it's been a mix of both. Fortunately, a lot of the venues that I've worked with are venues that I've attended, like as a consumer myself. So it's like I can kind of already get an idea of like, okay, this venue is going to give a little bit of this. So like, here's where I can add value. And for those that haven't necessarily, I feel like that's where the diversity is coming in from me and like my crowd and like the music that I listen to. So it's been a little bit of both.
That's awesome. If you were sitting down with young Mangu Mami, what would you say to that sweet baby to make sure that they got here to this moment?
You were right. You were right.
That's
Keep
what's
doing
up.
music.
That's
You were
that's the
absolutely
best
right.
answer I've ever gotten.
You ate that. That's what I would tell you. That's what I would tell young Magu Bobby. You ate that. Yeah, you wanted to stick with music. You ate that. Yeah.
That was perfect. There's literally nothing else that I can say. Nothing else at all.
That's really all it is to it. Like I feel like I'm okay. So To give you some in queer fashion, some astrological lore.
Let's
I'm an
go.
Aquarius
Yes,
boots,
I can
but
say I can.
also
It's giving.
my big three are all fixed signs, so it's like it's my way or it's no way, and like I'm very stubborn, so it's like if I want something, I want it, and I'm not gonna stop until I get it. And so, working in music, like that's always been something that I've wanted since I was 18, and like even DJing aside, I've worked for like ticketing platforms, I've worked with record companies, so it's like I need to work here, period. And so that's what I would tell you. Ate that. You ate that.
Well, you know what, baby Mangumami, you ate that. Present day Mangumami, you ate that. Future Mangumami, I'm sure you're eating right now, like literally
Exactly.
scraping the plate. Um,
Literally.
th- thank you so much for being here with us. Your what you've got going on and what you've built is really really powerful. We got to experience that at W Philly during Pride Month with when you spun for one of our Take a Stance parties and your
Which was
power,
so much
man.
fun, by the way. So much fun.
That was I was oh my goodness. I was quite literally hating outside the club. Like Bianca kept sending me videos and I was like, stop sending me videos. You're
Did you
pissing me
see when
off, bro.
CC
Like
Peniston came?
yes.
That
Yes.
was everything. That was like top five highlight of my DJing career.
Bianca's so annoying, girl. And I was like, Bianca, because Bianca texts me, it's the middle of the night, and Bianca goes, somebody famous just hopped on stage and sang a song. And I was like, who is it? And she was like, I don't know, Cece, but the way she spelled it was so goofy. And so I'm racking my brain, and I was like, there is no fucking way that you mean the CC Peniston, spelling it Seasea, like without knowing what the hell is going on. And then she sent me a video after. She's like, "This is them." I was like literally, if I were a lesser man, bitch, like you'd be fired for like
It
this is.
was, and the way that it happened was also equally as hilarious because I guess someone from like her group of people kept coming up to the DJ booth and being like, "Can you play some CC Peniston? Can you play?" And I'm like, girl, no shade, this is not the party for it. Like Sasson is more like Latin, bass.
Yeah, yeah,
But I was
yeah.
like, you know what? Okay, fine. I'm gonna give her her request. I'm at the right BPM range. Like, let's do it. And then all of a sudden she just emerges out of nowhere. And I was like, oh, that's why you wanted me
Queen.
to play it. That's why you wanted me to play.
When Mangu Mami and Femme House Lore link up with their last two brain cells and create a firework, we'd love to see it.
Literally
Period.
that.
Period. Well, thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you are. Keep living in your power, and we will keep championing your power.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's not the last time. We're gonna talk about that jazz album next.
Please, let's. We're gonna have to do
Period.
another one of these again when the jazz album drops. Exactly.
I imagine, girl, that it's just like it's starting to give, like, you also have the personality for, like, radio, so it's giving, like, quarterly check-ins with Mangu Mami.
Let's do it. Let's listen. I love money, and I love money, and I love a good. Let's put something on the calendar, so we can put something on
Let's
the
put
calendar
something
after
on the
this.
calendar.
Yeah,
That's that fixed energy you was just talking about.
exactly.
All right, period. Femme House fam, this is her mix of life. This is Mangu Mami. Enjoy the show.